Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of our RPG series. In today's episode we've got a very interesting one. So far we've been equipping our weapon, we've been doing everything, but we've been equipping it from the inventory, but we've not been seeing it. So today's episode is about seeing it. Alright, we want to be able to see our weapon. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you enjoy the video and want to see more, just hit the subscribe button. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. Hit the like button as well. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. And consider leaving a comment on how you found the channel or something like that to help us out to know you. And also if you've got problems with the script or anything else that we are doing here, you can let me know and then I'll be able to attend to you directly. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode. So currently we just have this cube which represents our weapon, which is getting boring at this point, right? We are all tired of this cube. So inside this cube, let's just say remove the mesh renderer. I downloaded an asset called the Elven Longbow. This guy. So we're going to look at materials. We've got a bit of a problem because they are in the standard render pipeline, so I'm just going to bring them to ERP or to the ERP render pipeline. I'll just lock that there so that they move. Then I'll slap that there. What is this? We cannot turn it off. Okay, so this is the gloss and this is the specular. Okay, let's go back to the materials. Then textures. Nope, wrong textures. Like that, click on that. And this was the gloss. The specular will come on the metallic, then the gloss will come on our immersive, if it can, or we have to check immersive. Then we'll bring the gloss there, push it all the way to white. There we go. So now we can turn this off. Then we can come to this guy and the material creation. Let's see, do that. So let's see, we just have to fix this a bit, clear that, bring that in. Oh, it's quite big. It's quite the big boy. So let's just give him his material. This guy, give it that material. Nice. Okay, I'll scale it down. Okay, I've scaled down the wrong thing. I want to scale down this guy. Okay, let's bring this guy forward. Let's actually put him right on the player there so that we can 0, 0, 0. And then let me just take him to the chest. And then 0 again on the chest. And then we're gonna just scale him down a bit more. I'll put him like that. Let me see. I might have messed up my rotations here. Okay, so we have him like that, we rotate him like that, and then we rotate him like that. So, but this guy, let me just prefab and pack completely so that we just have this guy alone. Then we can now just bring him 1, 1, 1. Okay. Then we'll just bump him up a bit. Then we'll scale him down. Okay, I'm just doing this to just get it right, but you guys can just, I just want it to be a bit right. 0, 0, 0. We'll just bump him up a bit more. And then do that. So next what we're gonna do is have this have a particle system so that you can see that there's something to be picked up there. Okay, let's see. Perfect, like that. All right. So that's our bow now. The next thing that we're gonna do is to go to our weapon. So our weapon type. So our weapon type script is inside our player controller scripts. Weapon management. Nope. Let's see. Combat system. Weapon type. This guy. We'll open this guy up. So this is what you have at the moment, but we're gonna improve it just a bit. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to create a new field here. We're going to say transform. Then we're going to say the child. So remember, the object that we're trying to equip, it will always be the child object. So this is how we're going to be doing this. Rather than we'll be keeping that child, we'll be putting our script on a parent, and then the object, the weapon itself that we're trying to equip will be the child. So game object transform, we'll say this dot game object dot transform dot find. So we're going to find a weapon, an object in this parent called weapon mesh. You can call it whatever you want, but remember what you call it here, we have to go back into Unity, then go to this guy here. Let me just rename him as weapon mesh. So you can see that it has renamed even there. So this is what you want to have it to be called, weapon mesh, because that's the one that we want to equip. So we go back to Visual Studio. Once we've found it, we're going to do a few things. So what we're going to do, the first thing is, if the child, right, is not null, that means we found something. Then we're going to say our weapon obj dot the weapon. Remember the weapon object, the actual game object in there that we cannot set. We'll set it here and say it's equal to the child dot game object. Okay. Then if it's null, it hasn't been found, we want to catch a null reference here. So we'll just put a debug dot log. So we'll say debug dot log. We'll not log it as an error, but we'll log it just as a message saying child not found. Or let's say weapon object not found. That's the first thing, all right? That's the first thing we're doing in this episode. So just that allows us now, when we go into our inventory slots here, that we can be able to manipulate it here. So what we have here is we've got the weapon object is equals to current item.weapon object. Then we've got the current weapon object. So the game object weapon object is equals to new game object of that name. And then we've got the weapon type is equals to game object dot get component weapon type. That's fine. Then we've got the weapon dot weapon object is equals to weapon object. That's fine. Then we've got our weapon dot weapon object dot weapon type is equals to weapon object dot weapon type. That's also fine. Then in our case we go into that and equip. But before we go into the add weapon to inventory, we'll come here. All right. So right before, once we are done with that part, we're going to now say, let's put a comment first and say we're going to instantiate our game, our weapon game object. So what do we mean by that? We're going to say game object, all right, the weapon model. Remember, we've got a model that we want to show. Weapon model is going to be equal to instantiate then we'll say the weapon obj dot is it the weapon obj? Let's see. No, weapon obj. Not weapon obj, but the weapon object, the one that we've set up here. Weapon object dot the weapon. Okay, weapon object dot weapon object, comma. Then where do we want it to be put? Want to put in the weapon obj dot transform. All right, that's the first thing. Okay, then we're now going to say our weapon model dot transform dot local position, okay, is going to be equal to vector 3.0. Then the weapon model dot transform dot local rotation. The local rotation is going to be equal to the criterion dot identity. Okay. Then we're going to go into this part where we add the weapon to our inventory. As soon as that is done, make some lines. We're going to say, now here we want to attach weapon to sheath, because once we've equipped it from our inventory, we want it to show up on our player. Okay, so this is why we're going to do that. So let's write a few if else statements. So we're going to start with the first one. If current item dot weapon, okay, dot weapon type is equal to weapon obj dot is equal to weapon object, my apologies, weapon object dot weapon type dot so let me see, weapon type dot, let's see, dot weapon okay, I've seen where my problem is. We're supposed to say if it's equal to weapon object dot weapon type dot sword, like that. All right. I was looking at the actual game object instead of looking at our enumeration So this is how it should be. So make sure that it's case sensitive. Make sure that you get this correct. Okay, so if weapon type dot weapon, if current item dot weapon type is equal to a sword weapon, we need to do something else. If we get this, else if we'll get that and say if it is a bow, else if it is a bow, and then we've got just open and close, then else if it is I think I had added 3. We'll just do 2 because the logic will stay the same for if you want to add the X logic and everything. But we'll just do 2 in this one. Let's go there. So inside the sword, first of all, we're going to say weapon obj, okay, dot transform dot set parents, okay, is equals to, we're going to create a array up here. So make it a public game object array of type, we'll say sheets, okay, so sheets, and then we're going to actually put a comment for ourselves here. You can do this a different way if you do not want to do it this way. But me, I'll say 0, so I'll say index 0 is sword, index 1 is bow, and so on and so forth. So what we're going to do now is to come here, then we're going to say the set parent to the sheets, right? We'll set parent to the sheets at index 0 dot transform. Okay, so we'll say that the weapon obj dot transform to set parent is equals to weapon sheets at index 0 dot transform. Then we'll say weapon obj dot transform dot local position is equals to vector 3 to 0, and I think you guessed it by now. Weapon obj dot transform dot local rotation is equals to quaternion dot identity. Okay, then we'll go to the bow, we'll copy this because we've already written it. Why should we write it again? Put that and just change this part to 1, and we can even do that and then just put this to 2. We do not have 2, so this will be redundant for now, but if we've done everything correctly, this should actually work. Let's save that and go into Unity. We've got a few more setting up to do. So we'll go to our player, go to the armature, root, hips, spine 2, because I think spine 2 is right there. Spine 1, maybe spine 1. Where is spine 3? Spine 3 is way too high. Spine 1 is about right, I guess. Let's use spine 1. So where spine 1 is, we'll create an empty, and then we'll call this the bow sheath. Okay, so what we're going to do now is that on our inventory slot, we need to find that sheath somehow, because our inventory slot, the one that we are using, is not active at the beginning of the game, right? So we need a way to find that sheath. Okay, so we're going to now create a few things in the start. So we're going to say var sheath pause is equal to new list of type game object. Then we're going to say sheath pause dot, or sheath pause is equal to, okay, game object dot find game objects with tag, game objects with tag. We'll find game objects with tag sheath, right? Then we'll to list them like that. Then we're going to now say our sheaths. Our sheaths is going to be equals to sheath dot array. Okay. Now we do not know how these are going to be added. So let's see. So we've got the sheath, the sword sheath, and then the bow sheath. So let's leave the sword sheath there and put the bow sheath right under it. That's fine, because I think it will read them top down. I hope it reads them top down. Then once that is done, we have a way of getting our sheaths. The one thing that we need to check is how they are being done up. So let's go back to Unity and then let's play the game so that we just see how our sheaths are working. Okay, let's come there, interact with it. Sheath not defined, the tag, perfect. Okay, let's click on these two, and then where it says tag, let's add a tag, and then let's say sheath. All right, so that should do away that error. Let's run the game again. Okay, there we go. We run to the bow, pick it up, and we don't have an error. We click on that, and there we go. So now, when we hit equip, or the variable weapon object of weapon object has not been assigned. Okay, so there are a few things that have been assigned. Let's see. The first thing, let's go to our HUD and the menus, background, panel folder, inventory, the slot. Let's see something here. So sheets, it doesn't have. Why doesn't it have any sheets? So which one is it that is giving an issue? Is it this guy? Let me see. Unassigned reference, the variable weapon object or weapon object has not been assigned. Weapon object or weapon object. Okay, I think I know where I've messed up. Let's stop the game. Let's go to our chest. Okay, we've got our pickup here. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is to make sure that you've got weapon type there. But then when we pick it up, we are destroying it. Let's go to pick up item. So here we are destroying it inside pickup item. So we'll do that, but instead of destroying it, what we're going to say is game object dot set active false. That way we don't destroy this before collecting our weapon. Okay, so make sure that you change that in the pickup item script. So this script, change from where we're destroying it to setting it to false. Then in the chest, add a weapon type and select the weapon ball inventory item or weapon item, because this is an inventory item. You can see it's an inventory item of type weapon, but we actually need the weapon. So the weapon that we're trying to equip is of type weapon type, then longbow. All right. So make sure that you have that, and then now if we test now, move to it. Let me see, interact. There we go. Index was outside the bounds of the array. Let me see. Now we've got a problem with our array. Here's our slots. Okay, so in our slot, we're having an issue where our sheets are still at 0, which is weird because it shouldn't be. So let's open our this and see. So we're going to find objects with tag sheet, then we want to list them. Let me copy that. Maybe I spelled my sheet wrong. Let me see, bow sheet, that sheet. We didn't tag them. We spelled it correctly, but we forgot to tag them. So don't make these mistakes that I'm making. Make sure you select the tag there. And then now we should have it the way we want it to be. So we move to it. Okay, I select and we equip object not found. So now if we go to our bow sheet, you can see we've got our longbow there. And when we come there, you can see that here it is right in our longbow, right in our player. So now, what are we supposed to do here? If you remember how we did the sword, it's the same thing. So initially we get the bow sheet, we move it out, we rotate the bow sheet while the game is paused, obviously. So let's see. Let's rotate the bow sheet. First, let's rotate it to 0, 0, 0. That way we can rotate it all the way like that. Rotate it like that. Rotate it like that. And I'm going to go to the sides. Depending on the orientation of the weapon object that you found, this might be easy or might not be easy. But this would do for me. I'm going to just put it there, rotate it that way, rotate it like that, like that. Then we're going to scale it down somewhere there and bring that out like that. Then we're going to copy this transform, copy component. We're going to stop again. We're going to paste component values. Okay. Then we're going to play again, and this time let's first of all move to our player, interact. Okay, we're going to keep our player facing that way so that we can see the camera nicely. Then you're going to equip, and you can see, there we go, it equips the ball on our player. Okay, so that right there is what we're trying to achieve. So you can polish it to fine-tune how the weapon is seated for you, but that's initially how we're going to be equipping our weapons. So the next thing that we're going to do is to check if there is already a weapon equipped on that sheet slot. If there is, when you click equip, that weapon should be destroyed, that is there, and then the one that you've equipped should be instantiated in that slot. That's what we're going to be doing next. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Leave a comment as well. It's always fun to see what everyone is doing. It really motivates me to keep making the videos. So if you're enjoying the series, again, consider subscribing Also follow me on Instagram. I created an Instagram for the channel. The link will be in the description, where I'll be posting short videos of the lessons, just posting some highlights or posting what's coming up next, all those things. So if you do not want to miss when a video is coming up, follow me on Instagram, TikTok as well. I'm going to leave a link in the description to the TikTok channel as well. And yeah, just follow me on all of them so that you do not miss when a video is coming up, so that you can know exactly when we're going to be uploading the next video. All right, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one, and bye-bye.